Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another effective episode here at Code Your English. I am happy you are here, and I hope you are doing well. Today, we are going to talk about a very simple but very powerful idea: choosing effort every single day. This episode is for you, especially if you want to improve your English, improve your life, and grow into a stronger and more confident version of yourself. So take a deep breath, relax, and let's begin this journey together. In this episode, I want to speak to you directly, like a friend. I want to talk about something that almost every successful person in the world understands: the importance of daily effort. Choosing effort simply means choosing to try. It means doing something even when it feels difficult. It means moving forward even when you are tired, bored, or not motivated. It is not about being perfect. It is not about doing big things every day. It is about choosing to take one small step, again and again. You might ask, why is this important for my life? Because effort is the bridge between where you are now and where you want to be. Without effort, dreams stay dreams. But with effort, even small effort repeated daily, you can change your life in a slow, steady, and beautiful way. Effort builds your character. Effort makes you stronger. And effort, over time, creates results that motivation alone can never give you. And why is this important for learning English? Because learning a language is not something you do in one day. It is something you build little by little. Every new word you learn, every time you listen to English, every time you speak even one sentence, that is effort. And that effort adds up. Many students wait for motivation, but motivation comes and goes. Effort stays. When you choose effort, you tell yourself, I will grow, even if it is slow. And that is how real improvement happens. So in this episode, I want to help you understand effort in a simple way. I want to show you how daily effort can help you in your life and in your English learning journey. I want to speak in a calm and friendly voice so you can practice your listening, feel connected, and enjoy your time here with Code Your English. Let's explore this powerful idea together. Today, we choose effort. Every single day. What does choose effort mean? When we talk about choosing effort, many people think it means working very hard all the time or doing something big every day. But that is not the true meaning. Choosing effort simply means choosing to try. It means choosing to do your best with what you have at that moment. Effort is not about perfection. Effort is not about being the strongest, the fastest, or the smartest person in the room. Effort is about action. It is about taking even one small step, even when you do not feel ready, and even when the step feels slow or small. Effort means you decide not to sit still. You decide not to give up on yourself. You move, even if it is only a little. Effort, in the simplest words, means trying. When you try, you show yourself that you care about your growth. When you try, you tell your mind, I want to get better. When you try, you are saying, I will not wait for someone to save me or push me. I will take the first step myself. This is the heart of effort. Whether it is learning English, improving your health, working on your dreams, or building new habits, effort always begins with that small decision to start and keep going. One important thing to understand is that choosing effort is not a one-time decision. It is not something you say once and then forget. It is a habit. It is something you choose again and again, every single day. Some days you will feel strong and full of energy. On those days, choosing effort feels easy. But there will also be days when you are tired, stressed, or simply not motivated. On those days, effort becomes a real choice. And this is where growth happens. Not when everything feels easy, but when you still choose to try, even when you do not feel like it. That is why we say, choose effort every single day. Because it is a daily practice, not a single moment. Let me give you a few simple examples to make the meaning even clearer. Imagine you are trying to wake up early. Your alarm rings in the morning, and you feel sleepy. Your bed is warm and comfortable. You want to stay under the blanket. In that moment, choosing effort means you decide to get up anyway. You push yourself gently and say, "I will get out of bed." This is effort. It is not glamorous. It is not exciting. But it is powerful, because it strengthens your mind. Another example is practicing English. Many people believe they need 1 hour or 2 hours every day to improve. But choosing effort can be much smaller. It can be a simple choice to practice English for just 10 minutes. You listen to a short podcast. You learn 5 new words. You speak 1 or 2 sentences out loud. You take a little step forward. This small step, repeated every day, becomes big progress over time. That is effort, small, steady, and consistent. And then there are moments when you feel tired or not motivated. Maybe you had a long day. Maybe you feel lazy. Maybe life feels heavy. On days like that, choosing effort does not mean forcing yourself to do everything. It means choosing to do something, even something small. Maybe you open your notebook and read 1 page. Maybe you take a short walk for your health. Maybe you clean your room for 5 minutes. These tiny actions are still effort. They are proof that you are moving forward, even when the world feels slow. Choosing effort is not about being perfect every day. It is about being committed every day. It is about choosing progress over excuses. It is about choosing action over waiting. It is about choosing yourself, your goals, your dreams, your growth, even when the path feels slow or difficult. When you understand this meaning deeply, you start seeing effort as something beautiful, something strong, something that builds your future step by step. So when you hear the words choose effort, remember that it is not a big or complicated idea. It is simple. It is a daily promise to try, to move, to grow, and to take action. No matter how small the action is, it still counts, and it brings you closer to the person you want to become. Why is choosing effort important? When we ask, why is choosing effort important? The answer is simple. Effort changes your life in ways that comfort never can. Effort is like a small seed. When you plant it every day, even if you plant only a tiny amount, it slowly grows into something strong and meaningful. Many people wait for perfect moments to begin their goals, but life does not work that way. Real growth comes from choosing effort again and again, especially on the days when it feels easier to do nothing. This is why effort matters. It shapes who you become. One of the most important benefits of choosing effort is growth. You grow when you challenge yourself. You grow when you step outside your comfort zone. Every time you try something new, or do something difficult, or continue even when things are boring, you become a stronger person. Think about learning English. In the beginning, many words feel confusing. Many sentences feel difficult. But when you keep trying, when you keep listening, reading, speaking, and practicing, something beautiful happens. You grow. You understand more. You speak more clearly. Your world becomes bigger. This growth does not come from luck. It comes from effort. Effort also builds discipline. Discipline is the power to do what you need to do, even when you don't feel like doing it. It is like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it becomes. When you choose effort every day, you teach your mind to stay focused and steady. For example, if you decide to study English for 10 minutes every day, and you keep that promise to yourself, your discipline grows a little each day. Over time, this discipline becomes a part of who you are. It helps you in school, in work, in relationships, and in your personal goals. Discipline is what turns dreams into plans, and plans into results. Another important benefit of choosing effort is confidence. Confidence does not appear suddenly. Confidence grows from doing things, especially things that are difficult or uncomfortable. When you choose effort, you prove to yourself that you can handle challenges. Every time you complete a task, even a small one, you feel a little stronger inside. You feel proud of yourself. You feel capable. For example, the first time you speak English with someone, you might feel nervous. But after you do it and realize that you survived, your confidence grows. Then you try again, and your confidence grows more. Effort creates this confidence step by step. Effort also creates real results over time. Many people want quick success, but true success usually comes slowly. It comes from doing small actions again and again. Imagine two people learning English. One studies for 2 hours only once a month. The other studies for 10 minutes every day. The second person, even with small effort, will grow much faster. This is because daily effort builds a strong foundation. It keeps your mind active. It keeps you moving forward. When you look back after months or years, you realize how far those small steps have taken you. To understand the importance of effort more clearly, let's compare an effort life and an easy life. An easy life might sound comfortable at first. It means avoiding challenges, avoiding responsibility, and doing only what feels comfortable. But in the long run, an easy life becomes empty. Without effort, you do not grow. You do not build skills. You do not discover your strength. You stay the same, day after day, year after year. Life becomes small and limited. An effort life, on the other hand, is not always comfortable, but it is full of meaning. When you choose effort, you build yourself. You learn new things. You become proud of your achievements. You move closer to your goals. You become someone who can face any difficulty with courage. Even small daily effort makes your life richer and more exciting. Effort brings progress. Effort brings satisfaction. Effort brings purpose. So choosing effort is important because it shapes your character, strengthens your discipline, builds your confidence, and creates long-term results. It helps you grow into the kind of person who does not run away from challenges, but moves toward them with strength. And this kind of life, an effort-filled life, is the life that leads to real change, real success, and real happiness. The truth about motivation. Many people believe that motivation is the key to success. They think they need to feel excited, inspired, or full of energy before they can start working on their goals. But the truth is very different. Motivation is not something you can depend on. Motivation is temporary. It is like a visitor that comes to your house for a short time and then leaves without warning. Some days you wake up feeling motivated and ready to do everything. Other days you wake up tired, sad, or bored. and motivation is nowhere to be found. This is normal. This happens to everyone. No one feels motivated all the time. Because motivation is temporary, you cannot build your life around it. You cannot wait for motivation before you take action. If you wait, you will lose many days and many opportunities. You will stay in the same place, hoping for the perfect moment. That perfect moment rarely comes. This is why choosing effort is much more important. Effort is something you can control. Effort is something you can choose every day, no matter how you feel. You do not need to feel good to put in effort. You just need to take a small step. Think about this. If you depend on motivation, you will only work on your goals on good days. But if you depend on effort, you will move forward on all days. Effort is steady. Effort is reliable. Effort gives you power because it puts you in control. You are not waiting for something to inspire you. You are choosing to act. This is what separates people who grow from people who stay the same. Growth is not about feeling motivated. Growth is about taking action even when motivation is low. Let's imagine a simple example. You want to learn English, and on Monday you feel excited. You listen to a podcast, you learn new words, and you feel proud. But on Tuesday, you feel tired after work or school. Your mind is heavy. Motivation is gone. If you wait for motivation to come back, you may not practice again for many days. But if you choose effort instead, you can still do something small. You can listen for 5 minutes. You can review a few words. You can read a short paragraph. These small actions still push you forward. They keep your mind active. They protect your progress. This is the power of effort. Choosing effort also helps you on your bad days. Everyone has difficult days. Days filled with stress, sadness, confusion, or low energy. On these days, choosing effort does not mean pushing yourself too hard or doing something big. It means doing something simple that keeps you moving. Even one small action can make you feel better. It reminds you that you are stronger than your excuses. It shows you that you can still move forward, even in difficult moments. This builds inner strength. This builds resilience. The surprising truth is that effort often creates motivation. When you start doing something, even if you don't feel like it, your brain begins to wake up. You start feeling more interested. You start feeling more focused. You may even start enjoying the task. This means motivation often comes after effort, not before. People wait for motivation to start, but often the real magic happens when you start first. The action creates the feeling. Choosing effort also teaches you a valuable lesson. Your emotions do not control your actions. You can feel tired, but still try. You can feel bored, but still continue. You can feel sad, but still take one step forward. This is one of the most powerful skills you can learn in life. When you can act without waiting for the perfect mood, you become unstoppable. You learn to trust your discipline more than your feelings. You learn to trust your habits more than your motivation. So the truth about motivation is simple. It is nice, it is helpful, and it feels good. But it is not strong. It comes and goes like the weather. Effort is stronger because it is something you choose, something you control, and something you can practice every single day. And when you choose effort, you can continue even on your bad days, slow days, and heavy days. You keep moving forward, step by step, until you look back and realize how far you have come. This is why effort is greater than motivation. And this is why choosing effort gives you the power to change your life. Daily life examples of choosing effort. When we talk about choosing effort every single day, it can sound like a big idea. But the truth is, effort shows itself in very simple moments of daily life. It is not about huge actions or dramatic changes. It is about small choices that you make quietly, every day, in different parts of your life. These small choices build your future. They shape your habits. They strengthen your mind. To help you understand this more clearly, let's look at how choosing effort appears in everyday situations that you already experience. Learning English, going to school or work, taking care of your health, building relationships, and growing as a person. One of the clearest examples is learning English. Many people dream of speaking English fluently, but they wait for the perfect time, the perfect energy, or the perfect level of motivation. But choosing effort means you do something small every day, even if it is not perfect. Maybe you practice speaking for 5 minutes. Maybe you listen to a short podcast on your way to work. Maybe you learn 3 new words and try to use them in a sentence. These small actions might seem tiny, but they add up. Each day of effort makes your English a little better. Even on busy or difficult days, if you choose to review a few words or listen to a short story, that is effort. And that effort protects your progress and pushes you forward. We also choose effort in school or work. Some days, you do not feel like completing your tasks. You feel tired, distracted, or stressed. Choosing effort does not mean forcing yourself to work for hours without rest. It simply means deciding to begin. It means saying, I will do what I can today. Maybe you complete one small assignment. Maybe you reply to important emails. Maybe you study one chapter. Even when you don't feel motivated, you still show up. You still move. This kind of effort makes you reliable. It builds discipline. It also reduces stress because small daily work makes things easier later. Over time, your teachers or your boss begin to trust you more because you do not wait for motivation. You choose action. Health and fitness also need daily effort. You do not need to run fast or lift heavy weights to live a healthy life. You just need small, steady effort. Choosing to walk for 15 minutes instead of doing nothing is effort. Drinking more water instead of soft drinks is effort. Eating something healthy instead of junk food is effort. Stretching your body before sleep is effort. None of these things are big or difficult. They are small choices, but they make a big difference over time. Your body becomes stronger. Your mind becomes clearer. Your energy becomes higher. A healthy life is not built in one day. It is built with simple daily effort. Effort also shows itself in relationships. Many people think relationships grow naturally, but the truth is, every strong relationship needs care and attention. Choosing effort might mean listening patiently to a friend when they are sad, even if you feel tired. It might mean sending a message to check on someone you care about. It might mean apologizing when you make a mistake, even if your pride feels uncomfortable. It might mean giving someone your full attention instead of looking at your phone. These small acts keep your relationships warm, healthy, and strong. When you choose effort in relationships, you show love, respect, and kindness, qualities that connect people deeply. Personal growth is another area where daily effort matters a lot. Personal growth means becoming a better version of yourself. It means improving your thinking, your habits, your emotions, and your choices. Choosing effort in personal growth can be as simple as reading a page from a book, writing your thoughts in a journal, practicing gratitude, or learning something new. It might mean trying to control your anger, or being more patient, or practicing positive thinking when life feels difficult. These small forms of effort help you grow emotionally and mentally. You slowly become stronger, calmer, and more confident. What connects all these examples is one truth. Effort is not about doing something big. It is about doing something consistent, even when you are busy, even when you feel low, even when you are not motivated. Real, meaningful effort is gentle but steady. It is the choice to take one small step instead of staying still. And what is beautiful is that effort looks a little different for everyone. For one person, effort might mean waking up early to study. For another person, effort might mean going to bed early to rest. For someone else, effort might mean speaking English even if they are afraid of making mistakes. All of these are acts of courage. All of these are forms of growth. So when you think about choosing effort in daily life, remember that you do not need to wait for big opportunities. Every day gives you a chance to practice effort in simple moments. These small moments shape your future more than you can imagine. They help you grow in your skills, your relationships, your health, and your character. Effort makes your life better, one small step at a time, and every step counts. How to build the habit of choosing effort. Step-by-step guide. Building the habit of choosing effort every day may sound difficult at first, but the good news is that habits grow slowly and gently. You don't need to change everything in one day. You only need to make small, steady choices. When you repeat these choices, they become a natural part of your life. They stop feeling heavy or confusing. Instead, they feel normal and even comfortable. Let's explore how you can build this habit step by step in a simple and practical way. The first part of building this habit is starting small. Many people think they must start with big actions, but big actions are often too heavy in the beginning. Starting small means choosing something you can do easily, even on a busy or tired day. For example, instead of studying English for 1 hour every day, you can start with just 10 minutes. 10 minutes is enough to build a habit. It is small enough that your mind does not feel scared. And once you begin, you often continue for longer without even planning it. The important part is not how long you work. The important part is that you show up every day and choose effort. Another helpful step is to set one clear goal for the day. Many people try to do too many things at once and feel overwhelmed. When you focus on one simple goal, you give yourself clear direction. It can be something small, like, I will listen to one short English audio, or I will finish one assignment, or I will drink more water today. A clear goal helps your mind stay focused. It removes confusion. It makes your day easier to manage. And when you complete that one goal, you feel a sense of success, which gives you energy for the next day. Doing the hardest thing first is another powerful way to build the habit of effort. Usually, the hardest task is the one we avoid. It sits in the back of our mind all day, making us feel stressed. But when you do the difficult task first, you immediately feel lighter and more relaxed. You also build confidence because you prove to yourself that you can handle challenges. For example, if speaking English feels difficult for you, try practicing it first thing in the morning. Once you finish, everything else in the day feels easier. Starting with the hardest task trains your brain to be brave and active. It is also important to remember that taking breaks is healthy. Choosing effort does not mean working non-stop. Your mind and body need rest to stay strong. Taking a break helps you recharge your energy and stay focused. But there is a big difference between taking a break and quitting. A break is short. It is a pause, not the end. Quitting happens when you give up completely. When you take a break, tell yourself, "I will continue after resting." This small promise helps you return to your task with more clarity. Effort becomes stronger when it is balanced with rest. Another habit builder is celebrating small wins. Many people only celebrate big achievements, like getting a job or finishing a course. But small wins are just as important, and they happen every day. When you complete a 10-minute practice session, that is a win. When you learn 5 new words, that is a win. When you drink more water or take a walk, that is a win. These small wins remind you that you are making progress. They make you feel proud and motivated. They train your mind to enjoy the process instead of only waiting for big results. Being consistent, not perfect, is one of the most important steps in building the habit of choosing effort. Perfection creates pressure. It tells you to do everything perfectly or not do it at all. But consistency simply asks you to show up every day, even in a small way. Consistency is what builds strong habits. You do not need perfect days, you just need regular effort. Even if you miss one day, you can continue the next day without guilt. What matters is that you keep coming back. Slow and steady effort is more powerful than perfect effort. As you build this habit, you will start to notice something beautiful. The more you choose effort, the easier it becomes. Your mind becomes stronger. Your discipline becomes natural. You stop fighting with yourself. You stop waiting for motivation. You start trusting your actions. You begin to feel that effort is not a heavy thing. It is a helpful friend that supports your goals. Building the habit of choosing effort is like taking care of a small plant. You water it a little every day. You give it sunlight. You check on it. One day, you look at it and realize it has grown into something beautiful. Your habit grows the same way, with small, gentle, daily choices. And those choices can change your life from the inside out. What to do on days when you don't want to try? There will always be days when you simply don't feel like trying. Days when you wake up tired, when your mind feels heavy, or when everything around you seems too much. It's normal. Every human being goes through moments like this, and it does not mean you are weak or lazy. It means you are human. On these days, the goal is not to be perfect. The goal is to keep moving, even if the steps you take are very small. Many people think they need to feel strong or inspired before they continue. But the truth is that you can move forward slowly, gently, and calmly, even when motivation is low. Some days, you may look at your books or your tasks and think, "Not today. I can't do this." But let me tell you something real. You don't have to finish everything today. You don't even have to do it perfectly. You just need to begin. Starting is often the hardest part, and our mind tries to convince us that beginning is impossible. But once you start, even if it's only for a very small amount of time, your brain wakes up, your energy rises, and your effort becomes easier. Sometimes the best thing you can tell yourself is simply, "I will just begin." Those 3 words have power. They lower the pressure. They make the moment feel lighter. They help you take the first step. On days when you don't want to try, one of the most helpful tools is the 5-minute rule. It's simple. Tell yourself that you will work for only 5 minutes. Not 1 hour. Not 30 minutes. Just 5. Because the truth is, 5 minutes is not scary. 5 minutes feels easy. And once you start, most of the time, you will continue naturally. But even if you stop after 5 minutes, you still win. You still moved forward. You still kept your promise to yourself. And that is what grows your consistency and confidence. When you feel heavy or unmotivated, another helpful thing is to remove distractions. Sometimes the reason you don't feel like trying is not because you are lazy, but because your environment is too loud, too busy, or too tempting. Your phone calls your name. Social media waits for you. The bed looks too comfortable. But when you take a moment to put your phone away, close the extra tabs, or sit in a quieter place, your brain feels calmer. A calm brain works better. A calm brain chooses effort more easily. And even if you don't feel like doing everything, you can at least do something. There is also power in giving yourself a small pep talk. It doesn't have to be dramatic. It can be something simple like, "I can do a little today," or "I don't have to be perfect," or "This effort is for my future self." These gentle sentences are like soft pushes that help you stand up again. You don't need to shout motivational quotes. You just need to speak to yourself like a friend. On difficult days, kindness is more effective than pressure. When you are gentle with yourself, you make the space to try again. Remember, too, that it is completely okay to take breaks. Rest does not mean failure. Rest is part of effort. Sometimes your mind and body need a few minutes to breathe before they can focus again. The important part is not to quit. You can rest, but you come back. You can slow down, but you don't stop completely. Every time you return, you teach your brain that effort is a choice you make, not a feeling you wait for. And finally, understand this truth. Difficult days are not the end of your journey. They are part of your journey. Every person who learned English, who improved their skills, or who reached their goals had many days when they did not feel like trying. But they continued anyway, even with small steps. And that is what made them strong. You can do the same. You don't have to be amazing today. You just have to show up. Even a tiny bit of effort keeps your progress alive. And every time you push forward, even gently, you are choosing the future you want. A short motivational story. There was once a young man named Daniel who wanted to improve his English, but he always felt scared and unsure of himself. Every time he sat down to study, he felt slow, confused, and embarrassed. He thought other people were learning faster than him, and he believed maybe English was not for him. But one day, he heard a simple idea that changed something inside him. You don't need to be fast. You just need to try a little every day. Those words stayed in his mind, and he decided to test them. He made a small promise to himself. No matter how he felt, he would practice English for just 10 minutes every day. At first, 10 minutes felt easy, but his mind still made excuses. Some days he came home tired from work. Some days he was frustrated. Some days he told himself he would study later, and later never came. But he kept reminding himself of his promise. Even on his worst days, he opened his notebook, listened to a short audio, or practiced 5 sentences. He didn't worry about being perfect. He didn't try to finish long lessons. He focused only on showing up. And slowly, something began to change. The small daily effort started to build his confidence. He realized he was remembering more words. He noticed he was understanding more sentences. His progress was not big or dramatic at first, but it was real. Daniel's biggest challenge came during a month when his job became extremely busy. He was working long hours, and his body felt exhausted. Every evening he wanted to sleep immediately. He thought about stopping his English practice completely. But he remembered his 10-minute promise. So even when he had no energy, he practiced a little. Sometimes he read just one short page. Sometimes he listened to a short podcast while brushing his teeth. Sometimes he wrote 2 or 3 sentences before bed. These small moments did not feel important, but they kept his momentum alive. They protected his habit, even on hard days. After a few months, Daniel looked back and realized something surprising. His English had improved more in those months than in the previous 5 years. Not because he studied long hours, not because he found a magic method, but because he chose small effort every single day. He started feeling less scared when speaking. He understood more movies. People began to notice he was improving. His confidence grew, not from motivation, but from consistency. What once felt impossible now felt achievable. His life quietly but strongly began to change. One day, Daniel received an opportunity to apply for a better job that required English. In the past, he would have said no immediately. But now, he tried. In the interview, he was nervous, but he did his best. He answered slowly but clearly, and the company accepted him. That moment proved something powerful. All his tiny daily efforts had created a big result. The job changed his financial situation, his self-image, and his future. And none of it came from big motivation. It all came from small daily effort. Daniel's story teaches a simple truth. Small effort has big power. 10 minutes a day can change your skills. A little progress every day can change your confidence. And tiny steps taken again and again can change your life. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to feel motivated every day. You just need to choose effort, even a small one. Because effort builds strength, effort builds habits, and effort builds results. And just like Daniel, anyone, including you, can transform their life by choosing small effort over and over again. As we reach the end of this episode, it is a good moment to pause and remember the most important ideas we talked about. Sometimes, when we listen to a long message, our mind takes in many thoughts, but the clear lessons get lost. So let's gently bring everything together again, in simple, easy words. The first takeaway is that effort is something you choose every day, not something that happens by accident. You don't have to wait for the perfect moment or perfect mood. You don't need to feel excited or full of motivation. You just need to give a little energy, a little focus, and a little action to the things that matter to you. Another important takeaway is that effort is stronger than talent. Many people believe that talent creates success, but that is not true. Talent is only helpful in the beginning, and even then, it is not necessary. What really creates growth is showing up again and again, even when you feel slow or unsure. When you choose effort, you build your skills step by step. You build confidence slowly but surely. You build discipline that stays with you for life. A small effort that is repeated daily will always beat great talent that is used only sometimes. This means you already have everything you need to grow. You just need to keep trying. We also learned that effort is more powerful than motivation. Motivation feels good, but it does not last. Some days you feel full of energy, and some days you feel tired and lazy. This is normal. What matters is not how you feel, but what you choose. Effort is something you decide with your mind, not your emotions. Effort says, I will try, even if I don't feel like it. And this simple choice makes a big difference over time. When you understand that effort is in your control, you never feel helpless. You always have the power to take one small step. Another key idea from this episode is that small actions create big results. You don't need to study English for hours every day. You don't need to make huge changes in your life all at once. What you need is consistency. Even 10 minutes of practice each day is powerful. One small habit can start a big change. One small improvement each day can make your future brighter. Effort grows like a plant. You water it a little every day, and slowly it becomes something strong. We also talked about the importance of choosing effort on difficult days. These days matter the most. When you are tired, when you feel bored, when you are not in a good mood. If you still choose effort, even a small one, you keep your habit alive. You tell yourself, I am someone who tries. This builds a strong belief inside you. This belief is a foundation for success in anything you do. As we close this episode, I want you to remember one simple message. Effort is your greatest tool. It does not matter where you start. It does not matter how good you are today. What matters is that you keep moving. You always have the power to take one small step forward. You can choose effort in your English practice, in your work, in your health, and in your personal growth. And every time you choose effort, you shape your future. So today, choose one small action. It can be 5 minutes of English listening, or learning 2 new words, or finishing one small task. Let this small effort become your promise to yourself. Let it be the start of your progress. Remember, success begins with a single choice, and that choice is effort. You are capable, you are strong, you can grow, and your journey starts today. Thank you so much for spending your time with me today. I'm really happy that you joined this episode here on Code Your English. Every time you press play, every time you listen, and every time you try to understand something new, you are choosing effort. And I want you to know that your effort matters. Even listening to this podcast is a sign that you care about your growth, your English, and your future. I appreciate you for being here, and I hope this episode gave you something meaningful to think about. As we close, I want to gently encourage you to take one small action today. Not a big action, not a perfect action, just one small step that shows you are choosing effort. Maybe you can practice English for 5 minutes. Maybe you can read a small paragraph. Maybe you can listen to this episode again and try to shadow some sentences. Maybe you can write 3 simple lines about your day. It doesn't matter what the action is. What matters is that you do something. Small effort is better than no effort. And one small step today can help you build a better habit for tomorrow. I also invite you to come back to this episode whenever you need a reminder. Sometimes when we hear something once, we understand it a little. But when we listen again, we understand more deeply. That's why repeating and shadowing are so powerful. You can listen again slowly, repeat after me, practice your pronunciation, and improve your fluency. Every time you repeat the audio, your brain becomes more familiar with the words, rhythm, and structure of English. This repeated effort helps you grow faster than you think. Remember that your English journey is not about being perfect. It is about being consistent. It is about choosing effort even on days when you don't feel motivated. It is about believing that small actions can lead to big results. You don't need big motivation to start. You just need to begin. And beginning again and again is what builds real progress. Before we end, I want you to breathe in for a moment and remind yourself, you are capable of growth. You are capable of learning. You are capable of becoming stronger in English and stronger in your life. You don't need to rush. You don't need to compare yourself with others. You only need to take your next step with effort and intention. You can do this. Truly, you can. So as you continue your day, I want you to hold this simple message close to your heart. Small effort today can create a big change in your future. Let this idea guide you, support you, and push you to keep moving forward. Thank you again for being here with me on Code Your English. I appreciate your time, your attention, and your trust. Keep listening, keep practicing, and keep choosing effort. Because your future is built one small step at a time.